Now we have come to the most interesting part of this story, which is how Mordecai would have lost his destiny if he had bowed to Haman. Now, before I make any explanation, let's go to the book of Esther chapter 10 and read from verse 2 to 3 to see the end of Mordecai. In all the acts of his power and of his might, and the declaration of the greatness of Mordecai, whereunto the king advanced him, are they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Media and Persia? For Mordecai the Jew was next unto King Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted of the multitude of his brethren, seeking the wealth of his people and speaking peace to all his seed. And that was the end of Mordecai. He took the place of Haman. He was the second in command to King Ahasuerus. He was very wealthy and very influential. Now consider if Mordecai would have bowed to Haman, he would have still remained in the king's gate. He wouldn't have reached this destiny, but because he did not go against the commandment of God, he did not worship Haman, but worship the one and only true God. We see how everything went, and at the end of the day, Mordecai took the place of Haman, and Haman and all his children were destroyed in the same place that he wanted to destroy Mordecai. Now let me show you one secret, what is ongoing today. Most of the people we are saving, they are not really worshiping God. They have certain powers and principalities that they are worshiping. Most of these are great occultists. Now, when you worship these people, what happens? They understand your destiny. They know your destiny. And what they will do is to tie down that your destiny. So as long as you continue to worship them, to bow for them, to trust in them, to think that they are your all in all, they will have power over that your destiny, so that you do not attain where God wanted you to attain. Most importantly, or most times, that place they are staying, that position they are occupying, are the position that we would have been occupying. But because they understand all these things and they've used that occultic power to suppress us to worshiping them, they deprive us of that destiny. So this is one secret we don't know. That is why as a Christian, you don't have to depend on anybody. Don't think that without that person you cannot do. Don't think that for example, when you think that without your daddy G.O. or your mommy in the Lord, your spiritual life is nothing, you will continue to stay under him and be carrying his back. You will continue to stay under him and save him and be a servant for the rest of your life. Whereas that position they are, that daddy G.O. or that mommy in the Lord, you also are supposed to be in that position. But because you prefer to worship him, because you prefer to think that they are your all in all, you will never be able to attain that position. You will continue to remain there because one, you will never be able to break free and move along so that you go and meet your destiny, because most times our destinies are not in the places that we stay. We have to move away. We have to relocate before we can meet our destiny. And when you stay in a particular place and worship a particular person, you will never be able to move away so that you go and meet your destiny. Think of the story of Joseph. Without Joseph moving away to Egypt, there is no way he would have become a prime minister, because that was his destiny. He had to relocate. He had to move. So when you stick and worship a particular person in a particular place, I repeat, you are tying down your destiny. Now, this message does not say that you should not respect the people who are employing you or the people in higher authority or your religious leaders. No, it simply means that you should not look up to them as your everything. Don't think that without them you cannot do. Don't think that without them you cannot survive. Because once you start doing that, you have put your trust in them. And for that reason, your heart will be turned away from God. And in so doing, you will go against the commandments of God. And God will leave you to yourself. And the worst part is that at the end of the day, these people are going to disappoint you so that you don't enter into your destiny. We need to understand that there is a very thick difference between worship and respect, because most people will misunderstand this message to mean that we should not respect those people in higher authority. But let me bring it down very simple to your understanding. Now, respect is you are working in a particular place and there are set rules you need to follow. That is number one. And number two, those rules are right. There is none of those rules that goes against the commandments of God. Now, when you obey the rules of a particular place you are working or anyone you are saving, and those rules and none of those rules goes against the commandments of God, that is when you are respecting people. But if you are in a place or go to a place or are saving in a place that has rules that goes against the commandment of God, my brother and my sister, if you, because you do not want to lose that job, ends up working and obeying that rules, you will definitely go against the commandment of God, and that will amount to worshiping. Look at this story very well and you will understand what I'm saying. The king gave an order. There was an order in the king's palace that everyone should bow to Haman. But Mordecai, knowing that that order or that rule was wrong, refused to bow. And because of that, Haman was angry and then sought to kill Mordecai. But we saw how everything unfolded at the end of the day. So use this and understand how to spot the difference between respect and worship. We are meant to respect. For example, if you look at the society we are living in, there are rules that we must keep. And as we see, these rules do not go against any commandments of God, because every rule needs to align with the commands of God. Now, when the rules of a place you are aligns with the commandments of God, you need to obey it, because that will amount to respect. But when that rule goes against any of the rules there, goes against the commandment of God, my brother and my sister, flee, because when you obey them, you are going to go against the commandment of God and fall into idolatry. Please don't keep this message to yourself, because so many people are falling prey to the devil because of worshiping a fellow human like them. Share this message to everyone. Let us all learn from this message and turn unto God with all our heart and stop depending on human beings, so that God will not leave us to ourselves, so that God will not abandon us and we forgo our destiny in the process. Remain blessed.